Hey everyone, and welcome to day 4 of my vintage Christmas pottery mold adventure. My name is Amber, and today's mold is so much fun because it can be used year-round, not just at Christmas time, but I am, of course, giving it a Christmassy twist today. And spoiler alert, it's going to make an appearance a second time in my Christmas series, so stay tuned for that. Today, I opened it up for the first time and got it all cleaned up. So I actually found this very recently at a mold sale, and I got 2 of them, which just felt like such a treat. So I got it all cleaned up and put the rubber band on it and got it ready to pour. And I love the shape of this one and the possibilities that I can see just from its simple and beautiful design. There's just endless opportunities to create all kinds of different designs. So anyway, I got it all poured out and let it set overnight before I opened it up and started trimming it and cleaning it up. Such a satisfying thing to take out of the mold because it already looked beautiful just on its own, and it wasn't too difficult to clean up and get all ready to go for its bisque fire. I just love cutting off the little lines with the knife. It's so relaxing, and even though it's in fast motion here, it does take a little bit of time, and so I usually just listen to a podcast or an audiobook, and it's such a relaxing step of the process. Once I pulled the mug out of the bisque fire, it was time to glaze. I just did a really rough 2 layers, mixing 2 colors. So it's something that I like to do to just kind of like play around and have fun. And I definitely am one to just kind of wing it and mix my glazes all together. Like, I never have a coat of just one color. Like, it's very rare. So I did this, and I mixed Stroke and Coat and Elements from Mako. So Elements looks a little bit more like real pottery. I don't know how to describe it any other way. Like, it looks like, you know, like it melts into the other colors, and it just looks really, really beautiful. So I usually like to do a couple different things. I like to do a layer of Stroke and Coat, a layer of Elements, and then a lot of times I'll put in some Jungle Gems. So if you don't know what Jungle Gems are, they're this crystal glaze, and there's like little pieces of glass in there, and they kind of like burst on the pottery, and it looks beautiful. So I'm going to put this Monet's Pond on top because it has like some reds and greens. But first, I'm going to do another full layer of Elements. This is my favorite Elements color, Green Sapphire. I love it. I use it so much when I'm making my own pottery and when I'm teaching my pottery classes. So I'm just going to put this right on top of these other 2 colors, and I am doing it super messy, and I'm certainly not doing 3 layers of each color. Like, I'm just kind of letting the layers pile on top of each other. We're gonna do this. I feel like this blank slate, it allows for so much creativity, and I kind of love that about this like plain mug design. So there's like different things you could do. You could get specific and paint something perfect on there, or you could get messy and just let it be like a beautiful pottery piece. So we got that on there. So I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna add on my jungle gems and then do a little bit of drawing. So all these little crystals on here are going to kind of burst in the kiln and create the most beautiful effect. And I'm hoping that the colors I did on the background are really gonna kind of look almost kind of like tie-dye. And in case you're wondering, this is 100% food safe. So sometimes I even put it on the inside of my pieces, but for today, we're just gonna stick with the outside. Now that this has mostly dry, it still has some damp spots. I'm gonna start kind of like carving in to the layers of the glaze. So this is something that I do in my pottery classes that I teach. I love it because it kind of creates a coloring book page for you on your pottery. That's what I always tell everyone in my class. So you can see that it kind of created like a star, and you can see why you want this to be all the way dry, because then you can just kind of blow all of the little extra pieces away. And then once you do the whole mug in your coloring book carvings, you just kind of color it in with a color of glaze, and when it comes out of the kiln, you're gonna kind of see that little line that you carved in. And I love it. I love that effect. It's something that I kind of just stumbled into. I'm sure I didn't create that idea, but I didn't learn it anywhere. I kind of just taught it myself by playing around, and I love how it looks. So you'll all have to let me know what you think. So I am going to actually let this finish drying and then fill the rest of it with stars. So here is my finished mug before it's glazed fire, and here it is after I took it out. So I absolutely love all of the bursts from the jungle gems, but this mug didn't turn out exactly how I envisioned. But sometimes that happens. Like, you never really know what glaze is gonna do, and honestly, sometimes that's the fun of it, is to just get creative and kind of see what happens while it's in there. So be on the lookout, because this one's going to be hanging around with me for a very long time. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.